Looking forward to June 30th when PSG can finally bid farewell to the traitor. That was the banner raised by PSG fans outside Prince's Park on March 2nd as a message full of hatred directed straight at Kylian Mbappe. And that also marks the end of Mbappe's 7-year romance with the French Kings. These days at PSG for Mbappe truly feel like hell on earth. For the second consecutive time, he was substituted mid-game without any apparent injury, bluntly told by the coach that the club must get used to life without him. The home fans turned cold, mocking, and waving banners of dismissal. This is all that the French forward, once seen as an icon at PSG, has to endure right outside the Prince's Park. Mbappe has been scorned by PSG, all because he decided to leave the team at the end of the season in search of brighter horizons. After Messi, Neymar, now even the vice president, Mbappe is treated terribly. It's truly a sad state of affairs that Parisian fans are displaying, making the world cringe. For the 2018 World Cup champion, perhaps this disdain only fuels his determination to leave PSG, avoiding a repeat of the downfall 2 years ago. When we no longer belong together, love will come to an end. So now, mentioning PSG and Mbappe, the final chapter of their 7-year love affair, is nothing but bitterness. If there were a vote for the fastest turning faces in the world, surely no one could compete with Paris Saint-Germain fans. In many people's minds, Kylian Mbappe is still seen as the supreme figure in the capital of France. Until mid-February of this year, Mbappe was still PSG's #1 pillar. He scored 28 goals in Ligue 1, along with 4 in the Champions League. PSG still relies on every step and every goal scored by Mbappe, along with the sky-high benefits from the contract extension he signed with PSG in the summer of 22, making everyone think the vice president still held his supreme position. But when March came, or more precisely, when the news of Mbappe's decision not to renew with PSG broke out to find a new destination, as soon as the 2023-2024 season ended, the French superstar suddenly became a thorn in the eyes of the Prince's Park faithful. As known, Mbappe will leave Paris next summer. However, the 25-year-old striker has not revealed his next career destination, but most know it is Real Madrid. Even news has surfaced that Luka Modric's number 10 jersey has been reserved by Los Blancos to hand over to Kylian next season. Faced with this information, Parisians have displayed an extremely negative attitude towards the very idol they once revered like a saint. A concise banner message of eagerly awaiting June 30th, like a sharp knife severing Mbappe's bond with the fans of this country, even though they have spent 7 intense years together. That will be the day when Kylian Mbappe will depart if there is no extension with the Ligue 1 champions, and the club's blatant disregard is sure to send shivers down many spines. They want the French captain out as soon as possible, without reminiscing about the happy times they shared. However, that banner is just a spark, the mildest form of disdain that PSG is showing towards Mbappe. According to French media, right after Kylian refused to extend, even PSG members turned their backs on him, feeling that the 2018 World Cup champion has been coldly received to the point of isolation at PSG. Remember, in the recent goalless draw with Monaco, coach Luis Enrique made a perplexing decision. The former Barcelona manager decided to withdraw Mbappe after just 45 minutes of play, with PSG still being held goalless and in need of a breakthrough. Although Kylian had no health issues, he left the field helplessly, making way for Randal Kolo Muani. This is the second consecutive time Mbappe has been substituted mid-game, the last being in the 1-1 draw with Rennes. Kylian was also replaced in the 65th minute, which led him to angrily throw the captain's armband towards his teammates, tarnishing his image. And it must be emphasized that the French international desperately needs goals to compete for the European Golden Shoe with Harry Kane and Erling Haaland. Thus, he's only getting to play for just over half the game before finding himself on the bench in a bewildering manner, which is a disadvantage. Remember, throughout the past 7 years since joining the capital club, Mbappe has never experienced such frustration. And in response, this time the 1998-born forward didn't show anger anymore. he decided to warm up for PSG when unexpectedly not sitting with his teammates on the bench. Furthermore, Mbappe climbed into the stands to sit with his mother and his aunt. The second half unfolded with uneven results, and PSG experienced 2 consecutive winless matches. Although the Parisian team still leads the second-place team, Brest, by 12 points after 24 rounds, no one seems to care about the results or the entire Ligue 1 schedule this year. PSG will once again sit atop the league, that's a given. But is this to be Mbappe's final Ligue 1 title? That's what the public is paying attention. The extreme disdain PSG is showing towards their idol seems to be the most accurate answer. As for coach Luis Enrique, his dismissive attitude is no less when he stated that he's preparing mentally for a PSG without Mbappe in the next season. Mbappe isn't in his best form and often loses focus, so the coach decided to substitute him mid-game. The Spanish coach also added that Paris Saint-Germain needs to adapt to life without Mbappe. Just a few months ago, Mbappe was still pampered at PSG. Besides his sky-high salary, the Qatar owners even granted him more authority than the head coach. Mbappe was like a king in Paris. Even the biggest stars like Lionel Messi and Neymar had to yield somewhat to Mbappe. Speaking of Neymar and Messi, this is the clearest evidence of the turnarounds, turning friends into enemies by PSG fans. Neymar left PSG in the summer 2023 transfer window, joining Al Hilal for a transfer fee of €90 million. Before that, Messi also chose to leave after enduring insults from fans. After leaving Paris, the Brazilian forward spoke frankly about the hellish life at Paris Saint-Germain, which he and El Pulga had experienced. "I'm very happy for Messi's success, but I also feel sad because he had to live in paradise and hell at the same time. Messi lived in paradise with the Argentine national team, winning all the titles, but had to experience hell at PSG. Both he and I lived in hell, and now Kylian Mbappe becomes the next victim. But is it unfair to French pride? Granted, he chose to stay at PSG mostly because of the attractive benefits, but by staying, Kylian fulfilled all the obligations of a player, even being the flagship of the capital team. And so PSG, with their half-hearted ambitions, buried Mbappe's dreams. 2 years of hard work from him only resulted in empty domestic cups. While their ambitions in the Champions League remained unfulfilled, that's precisely the reason why Mbappe decided to leave. For 7 years of dedication to the Princes Park team, Mbappe deserves to leave with his head held high. But PSG's behavior truly does not befit the stature of a European giant. And when even the club turns its back, perhaps Kylian Mbappe no longer feels any sorrow. In this place, he's only seen as a thorn in the eye, something to be rid of as soon as possible. Once again, this is TD Sports. If you found this video compelling, please support us by liking the video and subscribing to the channel to stay updated on the latest and most exciting sports news of the day. See you all in the next videos.